on, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Our Chevrolet truck, the 2500 HD, is here again. Since we messed it up the last time, no, just kidding. We're gonna fix the injector that I found first. That's the very first thing that I'm gonna do is yank that off of there and put the injector in. I don't know. I'm undecided yet whether I'm gonna put all of the GM injectors back in it or just replace that one for right now. I don't know. We'll see. I done drained the fuel pressure. Basically, I let it idle out. I figured I'd give us a relative compression right there real quick, and that don't look bad. I can tell you already. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that picture. Really, there isn't. I didn't put trigger on it or anything like that because, well, obviously, it really isn't needed. That one sticks out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One high. So that one is looks like it's a little bit lower. So the one of them a little bit higher. I don't know. It don't. You know, there's nothing too odd about it. So anyway, continuing on, like I said, it's gonna get injector fixed first. So that's the main thing. Anyhow, pause you up for just a second. So right there's the intake. It's coming off. It's got a leak in one of the gaskets. I can already tell that. We got to clean the valley up and all that good stuff and make sure that since that's the year model that has a problem with the knock sensor getting rusty on the inside. Anyway, that's not the problem with this vehicle. This here is disconnected now. Right there is the crapola aftermarket injectors. Now I can see this one here, the number 7. You know, I don't know if this thing will work. We can pulse it, but honestly, I'm not even going to mess around with it. This thing here is nasty, boys and girls. It's nasty. So first thing tomorrow, that thing is going to go in the washer, and we're going to clean this whole entire intake up. Hopefully loosen up some of the carbon, all that good stuff, and we're going to concentrate on changing these injectors. Like I said, the one that wasn't working was the number 7 cylinder on the GM. It's on the driver's side, 1357, 2468 on the back, on the passenger side. We got to vacuum this out. This thing is filthy. I mean, it's filthy. And maybe tomorrow when I get it vacuumed, when I get the valley over here, when I get that vacuumed out, I try to blow some of it out of it, but was unsuccessful. A lot of it is stuck with oil and mud mix. But anyhow, tomorrow when we get that cleaned up, we might see the leak on the intake. That is clearly a problem. I'm not saying it's the problem, but it was a problem. These gaskets right there are genuine GM gaskets. So they have not been replaced, I can tell by the plastic. All right, so pause you up. All right, so get you a shot of that. I just vacuumed that out a little bit. Like I said, this thing is pretty dirty, so I mean, we're not going to do a whole lot with that, but nah, hang on. Give me a second. Let me get you off this tripod. I got you on the tripod, so let's do this a little bit different. So let me grab this here. Not wiggle around. Oh, end of the ladder. I mean, end of the stand. Right there. You see that dirt right there on that second port in? That's a leak, ladies and gentlemen. There's not even no contact area on the gasket. That just completely black versus you see the contact areas on the other ports. All right. So over there is a spot right here that is suspicious as well. I'm not 100% for sure. That one over there, for sure. That is 100% a leak. You know how much of a difference that's going to make in the way that truck runs. Now, I don't know about that. The fuel trims on it wasn't all that bad, with the exception of the one bank, of course. But anyway, it's cleaning. I've got the intake cleaning. Like I said, I'm going to definitely have to clean that up, and we're going to check the injector over here in just a second and see if the injector is actually able to move. Well, we can do that here with the power supply, no problem at all. Or I guess I could try to trigger it with my tool that I don't hardly ever use. Now I'll pause you up. All right, so get a little bit of peace and quiet in here. Ooh, actually, there's a wind blowing. Alleviate some of that wind going through here. I'm getting a little bit chilly. And I'm still not over whatever in the world it was. So anyway, I'm going to try to put this on the microphone. So this is just a simple injector tester. I'm going to start the test. When that green light comes on, that means it's pulsing the injector. So this is the injector that is in the number 7 cylinder, okay? I'm sure that the camera would have picked up nothing. Here is the original AC Delco injector. Well, Delphi, whatever they use, I don't know. I shouldn't have said AC Delco. I mean, this is the original GM injector. So I'm gonna put this one up here. Again, same thing. So we have a capability of pulsing this injector. So this injector here actually does work. So what exactly, well, we know the reasoning behind changing them. He wanted to change it because he tried to throw parts at something and thought that was going to fix it. So obviously that's not going to be the case. So anyway, I don't know. Clean the faces up a little bit. I don't know that. I don't know. You know, I think that we would be better off putting the OEs back in and then repeat the test that we did on the pressure drop. I don't know. I don't know. So alright, so I think it'd probably be a smart thing to do to check the injectors to make sure that all the injectors are actually in fact okay. Now the customer did confirm that these are in fact Chinese injectors. Well, I guess I shouldn't say Chinese injectors, but anyway, they're Amazon injectors, so no matter how you look at it, they're cheap injectors. I put them off to the side. Kind of listen to the noise, I guess. Not that it matters, but. So. I guess they did have a problem. Unless something just happened here. Oh, there it goes. Bad connection. I'm like, whoa, don't tell me that. That right there is pretty bad. I mean, pretty bad. That's caked on there like thick, you know. So I don't understand why people can't clean their stuff. But anyway, neither here nor there, but clean it up. So, ladies and gentlemen, so just in case you don't know this, when you put the gaskets on the intake, the intake is actually self-locating. There's little lips on the gasket that actually goes into the notches. That's why it's important to clean the notches out when you're doing it, you know. These bolts normally never a problem. That might be the first time ever that they're going to be a problem now because I said that, but yeah, they're normally never a problem, really. They normally fall right in place. Yeah, I mean, that's genuinely true. I mean, they normally fall right in place. So, as have these already, so I'm not going to keep the camera rolling for this. I replaced a couple of hoses that were dry rotted. The PCV hose right there, or the tube, has got the hose obviously on the end of it right there, and that one was completely cracked in half. I'm sure it was leaking, almost no doubt in my mind. You see me already clean the throttle body up, and as far as the intake, of course I had it in the washer. Obviously it looked like factory part, at least on the outside, of course not on the inside. That vehicle here is carboned up more than I've ever, well, not more than I ever seen, but I mean, I haven't seen very many of them that are that carboned up, that are that neglected. I'm gonna leave it at that. But anyway, pause you back up and finish putting the rest of these bolts in. One little tip: as a whole, it is easier to put the bolts in. Obviously, it's easier to put the bolts in before you set the intake, but it's increasingly more difficult to set the intake because your bolts want to hang up on everything. So that's why I opted to do the bolts after the fact. You know, I've done enough of these things. I know that one is definitely going to outweigh the other. So tightening sequence, well, if unsure, center out. You know, I always pull from the center out, and these have to be torqued in multiple stages, so we just barely run them up from the center out and do it again and again. So I'm not going to sit here and explain all of it. Like I said, take the centers, cross them out, and move outward on both sides equally, and repeat. Don't tighten these up all at one shot. You will misalign it. So oddly enough, plugging them injectors in, well, not odd, actually, I said that wrong. You can actually hear them snap in. They go click, click, click. All of them I heard click. So all of them locked in, and I could not say that about the aftermarket ones that they had in there. I just could not get most of them to snap, and obviously nor did he. They had poor fit, and that's probably why the pin got bent, and also there was a coil pin that was bent. Luckily enough, I unplugged them and inspected, so there might have been a feedback there that was not hooked up. So at this point in time, we got valve cover gaskets, we got our EGR tube put back in, our hoses hooked back up, fixing to do the fuel lines, get them clipped back in there. That one is clipped in. That one here is a little bit contrary, okay. That one's clipped in. Put the safety latches back in there. Put our PCV valve back in the valve cover back there. Make sure we're plugged in. And this truck is going to run like poo. There is going to be moisture inside that, inside this throttle body. So it's going to run like poo for a little bit. You know, it has to run for a while in order for us to check anything on this vehicle. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of where we're at this point in time. I am waiting on the filler neck. The filler necks get wore out, guys. The Dorman filler neck is cheaper than the friggin' O-ring if you can find it. If you can find it. Normally you cannot. At least you used to not be able to find it. I know that back in the day I did find it. It was $13 for the stupid O-ring that goes in there, and it's like $8 or $9 for the filler neck from the Dorman filler neck. So what gives, you know? I am going to go ahead and hook everything back up now. I mean, we do want to try it out, so. I honestly don't remember what kind of learn functions are in there, but any kind of learn functions it has, we're going to have to use them. We're also going to have to tell if there's a new throttle body on it, if that's an option. I don't remember. Honestly, don't remember it. We'll get the scan tool hooked up to it and all that good stuff, and fire this little piggy up and see what's going on. I'm going to put you over here out of the way. Pause you up for just a second. There's a little detent in the filler neck, in case you're wondering. They'll break, and normally that O-ring pooches out, and I suspect that's what throwed all the oil on the top of the engine. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to shortcut you a little bit. I got in a rush, had to fix that truck real quick, but in any event, so diagnostic, of course, was correct. Well, I say of course, the diagnostic was correct. So put everything back together, had it running, and at first it ran like doo-doo, just like I suspected it would, and then it started coming to terms basically with having a clean intake and all that good stuff. But the truck's got a lot of miles on it, and it's not going to run real good anyway. But anyway, the flashing check engine light, all that is gone. I mean, it's running for an engine with 300,000 miles on it. It's running good, you know. So he shouldn't have any complaints about it, which I know he won't. He already mentioned that anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, so we're going to have to leave it at that. Anyway, comments, suggestions, you know where they go. Like, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.